don't buy me 5,000 stars. Mute Samaria, no vex. 5,000 stars. Ah, Oluwatosin. Ade mama ye. Iyawo mama ye. Omoma. In fact, Ibeji ma ye. Anything you put your hand inside. Hey, Oluwatosin Adeyemi, don't go do another one. Oh. In fact, I'm not talking again. We can just hail her. Oluwatosin Adeyemi, 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 Oluwatosin Adeyemi, Adeyemi, Ade mama ye, Oluwatosin. Ah, aye mama dun bi oyin, aye mama dun bi sugar, aye mama dun bi banga soup. Aye mama dun bi cow-tail pepper soup. Hey, if taste buds do cow-tail pepper soup for you, you're gonna say this life sweet. Ah, your life goes sweet. Oluwatosin Adeyemi. Thank you for buying stars. A lot of people are saying, how do you buy stars? Just go to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze. This will pop up. Scroll down to today's video. You will see me. That's today's video right there. You see live. Click on it. Scroll to the bottom left-hand corner. You will see how to buy stars. Just go there. You'll be able to figure it out. It's easy. Go to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze. Scroll down to today's video. On the video, scroll down inside the video. You will see how to buy stars. Someone says, he wants to order taste buds cow-tail pepper soup. She orders, you know, the problem with cow-tail is it takes a long time to cook, so you have to order in mass. But anyway, follow her at tastebudsng on Instagram, or send WhatsApp messages only to 0909 644 8433. Once again, 0909 644 8433. Someone says, how do you buy stars on IG? I don't have stars on IG, sadly, but you can buy my stars on Facebook. Go over there and get me some stars. So I've got Samaria here. Samaria is going to tell us about her experience. She was kidnapped at one point in her life. So Samaria, please share your experience.
But this is not a good experience to be repeating, to be honest with you.
I know, but just let them know so they can avoid that situation.
And this is a very difficult one, because this is something I fight every day to get over. Experience. That I wouldn't even wish anyone who doesn't like me such an experience.
Wow.
Staying inside that bush for that 6 days under that rain and sun without water. There was a day that there was no water to drink, a full day. No food, though they were bringing gala and those local breads. That it freeze, those mosquito bites, you know, sleeping on the floor. I mean, it's not something I like to think about. It's not something I like to remember. How about the fact that when they shot at the vehicle I was with, I mean, I didn't even know I was the target to start with. To think it happened on a broad daylight, you know, 11 in the morning on a Saturday on a checkpoint. No. Like the freeze, honestly, this is not what I would love to be reminiscing on. I mean, I rather think about some fact. I rather just imagine something else in my head and imagine how I hit $100 billion and how and where to spend it than to start remembering what I have forgotten and what I try every day not to remember. You know, how about the deceased? You know, somebody who was removed before me and was buried. That if to be honest, this is not a good experience. It's not a good experience, to be honest with you. Yeah,
I get you totally.
It's not a
totally.
I don't know. Maybe if you just ask me any question, I will answer. But I'm not sure I would want to.
How was it you that was picked up? Let's
Okay,
start from
because
that.
what happened was, I think the man, the one that, I'm sorry, I have to move a little. They were coming from he sells vehicles, so they went to his office or something to pick him up. Then on their way out from that place, they saw when I drove past. So as soon as they saw that Range Rover drive past, they went after me. So I didn't know I was the target. I would never have thought anybody would want to pick me up. No, I wasn't thinking about that. So I was on my way. I was meant to go for a wedding, but I needed to branch somewhere before I would proceed. So let me free, just be talking. Just give me like 30 seconds on the phone. Just be talking, please. Give me 30 seconds right now.
Okay.
Just be talking.
We need to share these experiences so people can learn. It's very easy to sit in the comfort of your home and say it cannot be me. You can hear from my own experience. She was not even she was not a target. She just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. We need to be very careful. And another thing is, we need to help our police. In as much as our police are slapping youth, and Nigeria cannot be under policed. That's why you need to be very careful with situations like NSAS. Nigeria got 10 times more unsafe after NSAS, especially places like Lagos that used to be relatively safe. I use the word relatively. Things got so much worse because Nigeria has an ecosystem, a socio-economic ecosystem that you have to be very careful when you tamper with. Why is that? Because if you are not careful with the Nigerian situation, you will cause more harm than good. Our police, it's not like they are okay. It's not like our police have sense. But without police, you cannot live in Nigeria. The criminals are not better than the police. So when we are angry and we're going around shouting, NSAS, NSAS, blah, 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 NSAS, NSAS, you've got to be careful. SARS is better than some of the things that are out there. I am not saying condone nonsense from SARS. I'm not saying encourage bad police behavior. I am saying you need to understand that without Nigeria having a proper police structure, you cannot. Nigeria is no man's land without a proper policing system. That is why I'm very hesitant when it comes to jumping on things like NSAS. I did very hesitant. So over to you. Go ahead, Samaria.
The question he asked me was, how was I picked up? So like I said, it was on a set name and I was meant to go for a wedding, but I had to go elsewhere. And it was on my way to that place. It happened in Imo State, or at that roundabout, Akwakoma roundabout. That's where it happened. So, like I said, I didn't know I was the target. I would never have thought that anybody would want to get me. It was October. I didn't even know, they were kidnapping people at that point or at that time. So they had to, I just saw people at that roundabout where vehicles normally would slow down, little traffic. People started running. So at points, I was like, probably because they've been asked to stop. The boxes would line up on the road, causing traffic, picking people. So I thought maybe they've been wanting to stop doing that. Not until I started hearing gunshots behind. So I was like, is police exchanging, gun with armed robbers or something? So I cleared so they would drive past. But then when I heard one land on my vehicle, and that was when I now had to match the brake. So they would pass by. But rather than pass, they just stopped beside me. It was a sky blue Corolla. No, that's what I'm saying. then I didn't know I was the target. I just thought maybe people were having, I thought police were running, maybe going after armed robbers or something, you know, that kind of a thing. So I just cleared innocent. Of course, yes. I had a Range Rover. Of course, I would have been able. Hell no. Yes. I'm good with, I'm good behind the wheels. I'm super good at that. You know, so when, instead of driving past, they just stopped there with that sky blue Corolla. And one of them, funny enough, they didn't even have any mask on. They were unmasked. To tell you the kind of expression, how, you know, they don't care anymore. You can imagine coming at 11 a.m. in the morning to pick up someone on a checkpoint that they were supposed to be police on a busy road like that, without mask on. To even think that they parked there, two stepped out from the car. They came on both sides. They drew mine. They tried to open the door. The doors were locked. You know, they were there trying to get me to unlock the door. Then the one that was busy shooting on air was the one that pointed the gun towards me. Then that was when I was just had to, like, you know, touch the dashboard to unlock the vehicle, and then they dragged me out. The girl I had, you know, a relative that was carrying, the young lady, if I had one of them say, no, leave that one, no follow. And then they grabbed my phone. I had my iPhone and my BlackBerry at that point that were there. They picked the phones and we continued. So it was while I was in there that I met the deceased, the man, whom I think it was from his office that they were coming from. I think they had gone to him. So when they saw me drive past, then they followed me or something of that nature. I'm not too sure, but whatever it is. So the man was seated beside me. The other one had to cross his hand on my neck, and my hair like this was pouring, was covering me because I was bent. I had to bend down. And that was how their interview began, the little interviews they did. To think that they drove on that road, a road I had driven all through the time I was in school every day. We drove for more than 20 minutes. Not even a single police officer was on the road. A same road that you would see army checkpoints. Nobody was there that fateful day. Then that was what they did till they made a diversion on the left side and then started running around, driving the whole village. And then when funny enough, people would, I mean, let me say this to the society. I understand that there's little to what we can do, but I want everyone to please be watchful of their environment and their surroundings. When you walk past certain people, just look, because somebody may be giving you a clue, a little clue, a sign of something being wrong without you knowing. You know, someone may be, so let's say, for example, you've been adopted, you know, kind of against your will, and the person is trying to give you a signal, a sign. The person may be a woman, may be a man. Don't always mistake it to be the person is admiring you, or you just laugh over it and go past, because we were driving round and round that village and the potholes, and they were just driving slowly, and the guy had to put his hand around my neck as if I was his girlfriend, you know. And the other man, he gave him a glasses he had on, so I think it was shaded, so that way he wouldn't be seen wherever it is, but because he was looking directly, like he was still looking around the environment. You know, but I was the one whose hair, I didn't have any glasses on. My hair was just covering me, and then the guy would just be talking, you know, that kind of a thing, trying to get me to smile, you know, to pretend like everything was all right while they were moving to whatever hideout or location where they stay. So imagine if, and people were walking past because they weren't speeding at that point. You know, the villagers, you know, the village, how the village roads are. They were not speeding, they were just moving slowly. So people were driving past and nobody could even picture what was going on. Even if I had decided to give a sign or a signal, nobody could read it, because, so people should be observant and watch their environment at any point. So that was what happened, and then we got to a point we were kept on that uncompleted building. I remember when we got there, because I was dressed for a function, I had my pretty gown and my heels. When I got there and I was looking for a block to sit on, because I thought it was a joke, the whole thing still looked like a movie to me. And that one, I remember that one saying, this one still a fine girl, she go sit down. Come on, sit down for ground. You do fine girl. When you reach your turn, then go use you do it, and then they use others do. And then I just sat on that thing. That's where I was. And we were there from that 11, because I'm sure it was around 11, because I had looked at my time before I left. We were there till in the evening, around 12, midnight, when they were making the calls and trying to get the senior chat to, I don't know if he's listening to this, I don't know if he's watching this. You probably may have been one of them, because I know the Interpol was not, it was too much. The connection, the chain is not a joke. But it's well with you wherever you are. I pray that you repent and turn around from this. So we stayed there. They were making the calls. The Yushenyata came from Onitsha. The guy arrived that night. He brought us gala and like a Sarah that they gave us. And then they had to continue the trip. It didn't end there. We were then handed over to the next set, the ones that are in the bush, where we had to walk through the pathway that only them created, because you wouldn't even find a truckload. They know how to get there themselves. We walked for long. We walked for over more than 20 minutes that night till we got to that point. It was when we got there, they gave the sign to let them know that they were bringing containers, as we were called, referred to. We were referred to as containers. And reaching there, that was where I met 2 men and a lady. They were government officials that had come from Benin or wherever for some kind of outreach. They had gotten there a day before I arrived with that man, the staff. So initially, like I said, I didn't really get the whole thing. So the only thing I know is, okay, I'm not just going to give up to whatever it is like that. At least I have to make an attempt. Let it be like I made an attempt before anything else. So, but I'm reaching there. They didn't chain me. The men were chained. I wasn't chained. The weather wasn't good. It was not like it was cold, but you know what it's like when you rent in Nigeria, and the mosquitoes were something else. And to think we were on the floor. And funny enough, they won't even let you try to get rid of any mosquito. They will tell you, they know they touch our mosquito here. If you try them, you could get wahala with them. So the thing is to frustrate you. That way you comply. That way you be the one to tell them what you need. Because I remember vividly well on a Tuesday, on a Tuesday when their boss came, and he would walk to you and ask you, how are you? Remember when he came to me and asked me how I was doing? I told him, okay, I told him I want to leave. And then he tapped me and said, good girl, now you're talking. You want to leave? I said, yes. He said, good girl. Then he went to the disease and he asked him how he was feeling. And he started complaining about his medications he's been requesting for and everything else he needed. And he received Tua instead. You know, so the ideal thing is for you to be frustrated to an extent that the only language you would speak is the language they want, which is money, the real business. Not you telling them how you are doing or telling them you're hungry or you need water or you don't feel comfortable. No, just you want to go. That means you're ready for business. And that was, where we stayed. The first night, that Sunday, they brought rice with goat meat or something. They brought rice and they brought water. The next day, there was nothing. Like I said, we stayed the whole day without water. To think that they were really nice to me to an extent. I'm not going to lie to you, because I was the only one they offered bottled water there. They were giving other sachet water and they were giving me bottled water. And they would kind of, like one of them had given me, because like I said, those mosquitoes were not, those mosquitoes were educated. Those mosquitoes, one of the times I opened my eye and saw one big thing, those thick ones. I mean, they gave me a jean, one of them gave me jeans to wear. And to think they let those men, they took their clothes and they were naked. And so those things were feasting on them. So he gave me, they took their things, and then they gave me he gave me his shirt. He gave me that blue shirt with stripe. I can't forget that. So one of them came and brought this thing, this thing they use for all this mental, all these things you use when something happens, like, I didn't know those things can scare mosquitoes away, because one of them brought it and applied it on my leg. So the thing would scare the mosquitoes for a little while, and then they would start coming back again. And then he gave me jeans to cover my leg with. And the jean was the only thing the mosquito was not penetrating. But if you wear something like this, or the kind of t-shirt you have on, those mosquitoes will pierce through it and still bite you and suck your blood. Those mosquitoes were mean. So you needed something. Even them, I mean, in a sense that they were the ones that had us. They were not comfortable. The only thing that kept them going was those weed and those drink that, the stories they were sharing, because they shared a lot of stories there. They were telling me stories, a lot of stories. So it wasn't easy for them as well. They wouldn't sleep. They would still lie on the same floor, just that they had their mat and things like that. I mean, I would lay on, the box, the gala box. When it's empty, they would just open it. That's what I was lying on.
How long
the floor was wet.
When it's raining? How long were you with them?
6 days. 6 days. I was with them for 6 days.
Were you allowed
again? Bath. Where did you see water from to bath with? That was not a house. We were not in a house. We were under the.
What if you needed to go to the toilet? Thank God I'm fully back, because if you were in the past, I would be crying by now. I would be broken. I wouldn't even want to talk. Now I'm laughing over it. Thank God I've passed that stage. That freeze. I started seeing my thing. The day this thing happened, I think the stress, because it happened on the 17th of October. My thing was supposed to come out the next day, but it came out that day. Stress can get these things to change their dates. They were even the ones that told me that my stuff was out. Because usually if I'm seeing my thing, it would be so painful that nobody would, as at that time. But that day, I didn't even feel any pain, maybe because of the stress I had going on. So they were the ones that called my attention to it. And they gave me a toilet paper, because they had all those things with them. They gave me toilet paper at that time. Then the night, because the person who would come in there would come only at night. The way they would come, they normally would come around 4 in the morning. That's very early in the morning. And when, they'll come around 4, or they'll go out, you don't just go in and out. There are members that would visit or bring things. So they had the particular time they were going in and out. So when that one was coming that night, that was when he brought me a pod. So my eyes were closed. I think one of the nights, one of them had asked me if I wanted them to remove the thing. So I told him, yeah. So he did, but mosquito almost bit my sclera and the rest of them. The mosquitoes were so mean that they would want to go inside your eye and bite you. So I pleaded with him, I don't want, don't unfold me again. Fold it back. I prefer to be folded. That way everywhere will be closed. So they would unfold me, and then I would have to walk. I don't have to turn. I have to move further a bit, and then I would change it. So what I did that, even after I finished my stuff, I was still wearing, I was still changing. That was the only way I stayed clean, because I didn't have to shower, bathe, no bathing. So even after I was done, I would still go and change. Though they would ask me, are you still on? I say yes, but I wasn't on. But I would still tell them I needed to go and change, and they would walk me through there, and I would go. I was just using my initiative to time, okay, it's time to change, because at that point, I wasn't even thinking about, at the point of your life where, that's why I feel like, at the point of your life, you feel like your life is dependent on someone else. I mean, someone else has to say what your life, the next thing that will happen to you would be. So at that point, you wouldn't even be thinking about having a shower or not having a shower. So they would bring this stick thing and give us as to brush our teeth with, because it was a bush. So they would just get that thing and give you that chewing stick to use in brushing your teeth. And a lot happened. You have another question you can ask me, so let me be answering any of your questions. Just end it here, because it's very traumatizing. So sorry about your ordeal. Guys, you need to understand. You see, Nigerians, I raise my children get into If you enter my car and sleep, I slap you. What are you? Why are you sleeping? Do you understand? The children just enter the car and begin to sleep. We live, even in America, you cannot just sleep. There are a few places in the world that are very safe. Maybe Canada, I'm not sure. Maybe some parts of Europe. But Nigeria, you got to open your eye. You've got to be sharp. You've got to be conscious of your environment 24/7. Some people say, that's you being paranoid. Sometimes a little bit of paranoia is good when you live in a place that does not have sense. So we thank God for your life, and we thank God for, if the story Kemiolu Lawyer shared was true, we thank God for Tiwa Savage's life too. Let me give a big shout out to those who've been buying my stars. Yewande Jones Shitu and Femi Odumosu. Thank you so much. But most of all, my most special gratitude today goes to Oluwatosin Adeyemi. To buy my stars is so easy. Just go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, scroll down to today's video, and you can get my stars. There are also some people sent me money guns. Shop Clan V, thank you so much. House of Gold, thank you so much. Shop Clan V on TikTok got me 2 money guns, and House of Gold got me 1 money gun on TikTok. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, House of Gold. You are so special. Guys, follow House of Gold on TikTok. Once again, Oluwatosin Adeyemi has done it again. God will continue to bless you. Thank you so much for all the love you've been showing. I don't understand how somebody can buy 12,000 stars for you in one night, just showing love. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's people like you that make us happy and wish to come and do this very hard, stressful work at midnight. Thank you, Samaria, for sharing your story. May you never experience that again.
Amen. That prayer works. I told you there was another attempt in 2019, but
where was
that
in 2019? That
again
east is
in
not
Imo State.
safe. I beg, no, leave everything. That east is.
And that was when I said, enough. I'm done.
That's you've been in America. Well. How many attempts on your life?
None.
Guys, watch that go tonight. Thank God for everything. Guys, be vigilant. When you're hiring drivers, be especially careful. Be careful. Drivers can be very, 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 very dangerous. They are driving you. They know your location at all times.
Let me share this quick story so that someone can learn. I'm sorry, let me just run it up real quick. So these guys were going after somebody. So when they got to the lights, the person they were going after, because there is usually army stuff, you know how army people stay by it. I'm talking about in Nigeria. So the person drove past, so they were unable to run the red light. That way they don't create any scene. So while they were on the light, waiting for the light to pass them, somebody who worked in an oil company, who had his how you wear your ID thing, that didn't mind his business, was looking at them, kind of maybe because they look suspicious or for some reasons. So on the course of that, they now saw the ID and now saw that, okay, this is an NNPC staff, good one. What they did was, just for the light to turn, they took him and then continued. So he ended up getting at the wrong place. I don't want to mention the person involved. I don't know if he's watching this or he's going to see it. But he saw, this is how someone's ex-business ended up being another person's business. He would have just minded his business. He would have just focused where he was going. But just because he was looking at them for some reasons or whatever, then he called the attention to himself by the ID he had on that showed where he was working. So, mysticness. So we need to be careful too. That's a bit story. Okay.
I'm sorry, my sister. God bless you. Guys, remember, let's be vigilant. May God watch over us all. and may we also use our brain at all times. Take care, and God bless you.